everybody. This is Kenneth Wong, your Burmese language instructor. A verb followed by the expression lo kaung de, and the same verb followed by bo kaung de are not quite the same. Lo and bo are just a single particle, but that makes all the difference. One is how you might express your appreciation, to say that something is pleasant, delightful, enjoyable, worth your time. The other is how you might recommend or suggest an action to nudge someone to do something. In today's lesson, I'll spell out the difference between the two. So if you want to express your appreciation for something in Burmese, I recommend you stick around. First, let's take a look at the expression lo kaung de. The verb sa or sade in standard affirmative form means to eat. For example, ramen sade, to eat ramen, sushi sade, to eat sushi, and so on. But if you say sa lo kaung de, that means to be pleasant, delightful, or enjoyable to eat. It makes for a great eating experience, that is. In other words, something is delicious. Di ramen salo kaunde. Di ramen salo kaunde. That means this ramen is a joy to eat. Delicious. Yoshin jide is to watch a movie. Let's break it down. Yoshin is the noun for movie, and jide is to watch in the affirmative form. Yoshin jide, to watch a movie. If you went and saw a movie and you liked it, you enjoyed it, you might say Di Yoshin Jilo Gaunde. Di Yoshin Jilo Gaunde. This movie was a joy to watch, worth my time. It was a great movie watching experience. Now, if you say instead Di Yoshin Jibo Gaunde, Di Yoshin Jibo Gaunde, you're actually suggesting someone, most likely the person you're talking to, should watch it, because there's something about the movie that you know he or she would like. When somebody is saying 啲有線知無講嘅, they're actually omitting a pronoun, and that omitted or dropped pronoun is usually 咁呀 or ရှင်, meaning you, or thu, meaning he or she, somebody. Often, Burmese speakers would drop that pronoun if the context makes it clear, so you would often hear them say 啲有線知無講嘅. That means, I know you'll like it, your favorite stars are in it, or the city that you love is the center of the story, so you should go watch it. It's a recommendation, a suggestion. The negative form works in the same way. For example, 啲有線知路唔講ဘူး. 啲有線知路唔講ဘူး is what you might say if you watched the movie and you didn't enjoy it. And 啲有線知無唔講ဘူး. 啲有線知無唔講ဘူး. Don't bother watching that movie. If a Burmese friend found out you've been studying Japanese or you like Japanese food very much, they might say Osaka Thwabo Gaunde. Osaka Thwabo Gaunde, meaning you should be going to Osaka if you like Japanese food or Japanese culture that much. On a similar note, if they found out it's your birthday, they might say Dine Paya Thwabo Gaunde. Dine Paya Thwabo Gaunde, meaning today you should go to the pagoda to say a prayer, to do some good deeds, or to make some merit, because today is your special day. So to repeat, ramen salu gaunde. Ramen salu gaunde is how you might express your appreciation for a bowl of ramen. Or ramen sabo gaunde. Ramen sabo gaunde is how you might tell somebody he or she should try having a bowl of ramen. In cases where dropping the pronoun might cause confusion, feel free to add that missing pronoun for clarity. For example, if you want to suggest that your teacher should be having a bowl of ramen today, you should tell your teacher, your Burmese teacher that is, Seama dine ramen sabo gaunde. Seama dine ramen sabo gaunde, meaning teacher. You should be having a bowl of ramen today because it's a cold day. I know a bowl of ramen will keep you warm. On a similar note, Disa o palo gaunde. Disa o palo gaunde. That is how you might say, gosh, this book is so engaging, so thrilling. It's a page turner. It's a joy to read. I almost didn't want it to end. It was a pleasure to read that book. On the other hand, if you want to suggest that somebody should read this book, you should say Disa o papo gaunde. Disa o papo gaunde. If you want to suggest this book to your Burmese friend, you might say Meswe Disa o papo gaunde. Meswe Disa o papo gaunde. Or Thingejin Disa o papo gaunde. The word Meswe and the word Thingejin both means friends. The only difference is Meswe is a little more formal, Thingejin is a little more casual. Let's say today the weather was very pleasant and you just took a walk and you wanted to tell the others how great it felt to take a stroll in the park. You might say, Dine lan xiao lu gaunde. Dine lan xiao lu gaunde. It was a joy to walk. The weather made it a great walking experience. On the other hand, if you want to suggest to a friend who is visibly gaining weight from sitting home too much, you might tell him or her, Manetai lan xiaopo gaunde. Manetai lan xiaopo gaunde. You should be taking a walk every morning. The phrase dapong yaite means to take a photo. It's made up of the noun dapong for photo and yaite, take in this context. Suppose you take a friend to Golden Gate Bridge and you want to tell her you should be taking a selfie here because it's really photogenic with the bridge in the backdrop. You could say, Dima dapong yai po gaunde. Dima dapong yai po gaunde. You should take a photo here. A slightly different scenario. Let's say you bought a camera, you've been using it for a while, and you felt that it's a great camera for still photography. Its dials and buttons are intuitive, its menu is great, it gives you great colors. You might express your appreciation for this camera by saying, Di camera dapong yai lo gaunde. Di camera dapong yai lo gaunde, meaning this camera is a joy to take photos with. Taking photos with this camera is a delightful experience. There are, however, outliers and exceptions. Some phrases that fit into this pattern but should be treated differently. For example, the root verb for the expression chippo gaunde. Chippo gaunde. The root verb is chitte, to love. But chippo gaunde is not a recommendation or suggestion to love somebody. It means lovable, adorable, cute, irresistible. Similarly, yebo gaunde. Yebo gaunde is derived from the verb yere, sometimes also pronounced yire, which is to laugh. But yebo gaunde or yibo gaunde doesn't mean you should be laughing. Rather, it means laughable, funny, makes you want to laugh out loud, and so on. Well, that's the end of the lesson. I hope the distinction between lo gaunde and bo gaunde is clear to you now. What might you say with these newly learned expressions? Leave them in the comment if you can, and I'll give you feedback. Until next time, I'm your instructor, Kenneth Wong. Now, Matwime. See you later.